Why your kid might quit soccer before the age of 13 and how to stop it. Every year, thousands of young athletes hang up their cleats and quit soccer or futsal before they even reach their teenage years. In fact, studies show that a staggering 75% of kids drop out of sports by the age of 13. But why is it? Why is that? And more importantly, how can you prevent it from happening to your child? In this video, I want to attempt to dive deeper into the reason, or I should say the top reasons kids drop out of soccer and futsal. And what can we do as parents to keep them motivated, engaged, and loving the game of soccer or futsal? So the number one reason, in my opinion, and from what has been documented, is the pressure to win. That's the number one dream killer. So from the sidelines to the dinner table, kids are bombarded with pressures to win. While 70% of the young athletes, regardless of the sport, but mainly soccer and futsal, report that they play sports to have fun. Parents often get caught up in the scoreboard. They overlook what truly matters: skill development and personal growth. Take a Jake, for example, or Bobby, or any 10-year-old who once loved soccer but eventually quit. Why? Why is that? Because every game his parents yelled from the sidelines, criticizing every missed pass or failed shot. And the better the players are at a young age, the more criticized the parents become. So any Jake or Bobby or Mary, they stop feeling like they are playing for themselves and start feeling like they're playing to avoid the parents' disappointment, if that makes sense. So what can we do? Well, in my opinion, we should encourage skill development over winning. Focus on small wins, like improving dribbling or passing, rather than the final score on the scoreboard, or one of my favorites, how many goals the kid scored. And going a step further, where parents are actually paying the kids money to score goals, which promotes an entirely different habit, which is called selfishness. What else can we do? Well, how about praising efforts, not results? Recognize the hustle, not just the goals that they score. How about creating a safe space for mistakes? Mistakes are part of the learning process. Normalizing them and encouraging them is a good thing. Encouraging trying again and again is a great thing. Professional coaches will tell players it's okay to make mistakes. Don't worry about making mistakes. As long as you learn from those mistakes, as long as you work to get better. And then the kids go home and they get bombarded with criticisms about the mistakes they made in the game. The best thing you can do is when a game is over and you get in the car, do not even talk about the game. A great question would be, hey, where would you like to go and have lunch? Would you like pizza? Would you like to have ice cream? What would you like to do the rest of the day? That's it. If the kids want to speak about the game, great, but make it short. Be objective. Don't bash. Be encouraging. Number 2 is burnout, which is the hidden threat. Burnout is real, and it's hitting young athletes harder than ever. Emotional and physical exhaustions from overtraining can strip the joy of playing, leaving kids drained and uninterested. So what are the signs of burnouts? Well, sudden disinterest in practice or games. Constant complaints about fatigue. My favorite is my stomach hurts. I don't feel good. Increased irritability and mood swings. Mary, Ella, Joanne, as 12-year-old futsal players who played for many different teams simultaneously. At first, they loved the game, but the practices pile up. Their enthusiasm winds them down. They quit all 3 teams within a short period of time. So what can we do? How about limiting the number of teams or leagues per season? Let them focus on 1 or 2. That's it. Schedule regular rest days. Recovery is just as important as training. And how about encouraging other habits like a balanced sports with other interests to prevent monotony? Maybe they're playing soccer. Maybe they'll do volleyball. Maybe they'll do dance. Maybe they'll do hip hop. Maybe they'll do something else. Maybe they'll do futsal and soccer, which in actuality they are. No matter how much we want to compare the two, they are 2 different sports that require different body movements, you know. Number 3, not enough playing time. That's, in my opinion, the skill killer. It's a common complaint, and kids sit on the bench, barely touching the ball during the games. But the truth is, kids need consistent playing time to develop skills and stay engaged. Ben, Joe, Mary, Janie, 9-year-olds who love soccer but barely got off the bench. Their confidence drops, and they watch their teammates play game after game. And when their parents enroll them in futsal, they find themselves getting 5 more touches on the ball, and their passion for the game is reignited. A lot of time, us parents put kids on teams because we want to keep up with the Joneses, so to speak. And we find our kids sitting on the bench game after game after game. And then we complain to the coaches. Then we complain about the fact that the coach plays favorites. No, you put them in a situation in an academy where you're paid for them to be there, but in actuality, they were not good enough. And that academy, their first goal is to win games so they can recruit more players, so they can make more money. What can we do? Look, choose programs that prioritize small-sided play. Smaller teams mean more touches, more chances to learn, and more confidence building moments within training, within games. Ask coaches about playing time policies. Make sure your child is actively participating, not just sitting on the sideline. Consider futsal as a skill building tool. Look, futsal's fast-paced and smaller size, smaller playing size, the court that is, as opposed to a soccer field, means more action and quicker decision-making. Number 4, the social aspect. Friendships and fun. Sports are meant to be fun. But when the focus shifts solely to winning or perfecting skills, kids can lose sight of what drew them to the game in the first place. The friendship, the fun, those are the reasons. Research has shown that kids cite having fun as the number 1 reason why they play sports. And yet, it's often the first thing lost in the competitive grind, There's many kids join futsal teams, soccer teams, just to hang out with their best friends. And over time, they develop a love for the game, but it all started with fun. They joined to have fun. They joined to have camaraderie, to have contact, communication, be with their friends, not competition. What can we do? Ask your child what they enjoy most about the game. Is it their friends? The challenge? The feeling of scoring a goal? What is it? Encourage positive interactions and team building. Look for programs that prioritize teamwork and fun activities. Ensure the environment is welcoming and inclusive. The right coach, the right team culture, man, those things can make all the difference. Parental support. That's number 5 on my list. Parental support is a game changer. Kids thrive when they feel supported, not pressured. Studies show that young athletes with positive, encouraging parents are more likely to stay in sports longer and enjoy the experience. Look, here's an example. After a tough loss, a player's mom didn't criticize his or her mistakes. Instead, she said, "I love watching you play today." Wow. What was your favorite moment? That simple shift keeps the player motivated and excited for the next game. Keep post-game talks positive and uplifting. Ask about their favorite play, not what they did wrong, if they start the conversation. Otherwise, my recommendation is, like I said, hey, what would you like to do for the rest of the day? What would you like to do after the game? Would you like to go get some ice cream? Would you like to go get some pizza? What would you like to do? Focus on personal growth and effort. Highlight the progress, not just the outcome. Man, you did some really good passes today. Celebrate small wins. A great pass, a well-timed run, a solid defensive play. It all counts. Keeping the love for the game alive is very important. Statistics don't lie. 75% of kids quit sports by the age of 13. But it doesn't have to be that way. By prioritizing fun, focusing on skill development, and being a supportive parent, you can keep your kid in the game and loving it. If you want more youth sports insights, parenting tips, and futsal development strategies, I encourage you guys to subscribe to our channel, share it, like it, and stay connected.